Houston, our instruments are showing that we have a incoming message from deep space. Repeat, Houston, we have an incoming message from deep space. Houston, we will begin playing message now. Houston, we're going to try and translate that up here. Hold for translation. Translation complete. We'll begin playing message now.
Hey, it's me, Melissa.
What do you do when the aliens invade? Take a shot of MK Ultra and watch Melissa Jade. Put on your tinfoil hat and tune right in. We got that crime spree, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, a complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, where it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Aliens is on the sun or in Area 51. Time travels, unravels, haunted castles, tops are baffled, potential experimental thoughts that make you transcendental. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa. Crime sprees, flat earth theories, government conspiracies, complex Mandela effects, unidentified objects, a mind expanding, fake moon landing, what it all bends understanding. It's me, Melissa. It's me, Melissa.
Hello, everybody. Punket's in the chat. Punket, thank you so much for being a member for 22 months. Punket has been around from the beginning. Thank you so much, and it's so lovely to see you. Hello, Harlot People Me, Mima, MK is in the house, Lily's Corner, Sarah Bellum, we have Angel D, Cutie Pie, my snot rocket. Hi, Snot Rocket. Oh, I see. I got to do conspiracy stuff. It brings out all the best people. We have Shay Benet. Shout out. Shay is finally peeking out of her flu coma. We have missed her. People have been so worked up because the Kim Live is like, we had to keep pushing it off, and I apologize, but I am happy to announce that we will be doing the Kim Live tomorrow evening. Tomorrow, I think it lands on Monday, so it's going to be members only, unless I could switch the days, because then I'll feel bad because it's members only. I'll figure it out, but either way, we're going forward with it tomorrow. I'm very excited. I'm so happy that Shay's feeling better. Hi, Meat Feeds. Hey, that guy. Musicity Mom. I know Shay was really sick. Shay was sick. Shaq was sick. Michelle was sick. Reno, like there were so many. The flu's going around. So everybody, please. You know what? Never mind. You can't do anything. Just bunker down and brace yourself, I guess. The Kim Live Michelle L has been scheduled for like a week and a half now, and we had to keep Danielle. We had to keep pushing it off. It's regarding the Idaho 4 case, and it's deep dive into Kim WSU mom. Shout out to Harlot, because Harlot has been absolutely amazing, and I very much appreciate all of Harlot's help. And we're basically doing a deep dive, and we're gonna go backwards, and we're gonna kind of take all of the times that she was on panels and all of the narratives that she pushed, all of the claims that she made, and we're going to kind of compare them to one another and show the evolution of her narrative. And yeah, so it's kind of going to do a rewind. And I'm also going to do either a day or two after that, talking about the leaked messages that came out between Steve Gonsalves and Brett Norton. I know Jules has dropped videos on it, and so I will drop the link to Jules' channel for anybody who's interested. But we're going to be going into that, so I'm very, very excited. But hello, sweet Melissa. Hi, Chase is on the everybody, Cabraze. I see you all. I've missed you guys. It's been a few days. We didn't get to do conspiracy night last week, but we're here tonight. And tonight's topic is, wow, sorry, I read your comment and it threw me off. I died once when I was sick and my grandpa said, shake it off and get back to work. Oh no. Happy birthday, Danielle. I would sing, but I get struck every time I sing. I get a copyright. Because I'm just that good. No, I'm kidding. I don't know how how it even registers, but it did. Okay. I got copyright struck for singing Snoop Dogg. Okay. For 9 seconds. So I'd sing you happy birthday, but I just can't risk it. I'm serious, Danielle. So happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Danielle. Happy birthday to you. That's as best as I could give you right now. Dude, I didn't either, Danielle. I cracked my ass off. Anybody knows if they were here for the next live. After I got hit, I laughed so hard. It was one of those laughs that you laugh by yourself and nobody else is around to enjoy it. You know, those types of laughs, like where you become embarrassed, you become like, but no, you look around and there's nobody near you, but you're still laughing to your core. That's how I laughed. I laughed to my core by myself. Because one, I was mad that because I always play like my Cheers video or whatever my Letitia videos, and I always get demonetized. And so it was the one live that I said, no, I'm not playing any videos that I made. I'm not playing any songs. I can't keep demonetizing every single live. So when I got the email showing you've been demonetized for copyright material, I was like, what? I didn't play anything. And then I pulled it up and it said, drop it like it's hot, acapella. Literally, it said acapella, and it was the 9 seconds of me doing the snoop. You know, I can't do it, but you know what I mean? And one, I was mad that I got demonetized, but at the same time, I was thoroughly impressed with my ability that it even registered. And I didn't know you could get struck for singing a cappella. I had no idea. I thought you had to play the literal song, but nope. I got struck and demonetized for my a cappella. So I'm that good, and I can't risk singing you a happy birthday, okay? I'm so sorry. Hi, Lucia. Oh my goodness. I see. Hi, Alexandra. I see so many great people in here tonight. It's so lovely seeing all of you. Hi, Little White Crow, Chowder. Yeah, I was wheeze laughing. I was like, ah. I was mad, proud, and laughing hysterically. That is pretty much, I was very entertained by it. I was just proud of myself, honestly. Like, it registered my voice. I don't have a good voice, okay? And I was like, damn, I'm that good, all right? It's okay. People could be jealous. I am, Chase. I'm that good. Hi, Nana Banana. Hi, Honey M. Hi, TF. So, before I read MK's comment and it threw me off, I was explaining how tonight's topic is going to be Antarctica, the pyramids, legendary. Yo, legendary. It's so lovely seeing you. It's been a while. It's been a hot minute. Look at you. Thank you for being a member for 6 months, but wow, I'm loving it. I'm loving seeing all the people in here. Hi, Michelle K. So, well, not quite mutant spiders, but you know what? Maybe actually, I think you're right. That's actually in the article I just read a little bit ago. So it's Antarctica, pyramids, Bigfoot, and whatever the hell else I just bring up along the way. Now, if you know me, Schmegma, okay? If you know me, I'm obsessed with Antarctica. There is something going on in Antarctica. Now, everybody has a different theory. Yeah, Chowder, some people who are more of the belief that we live in a flat earth believe that Antarctica actually surrounds us. And it's like the border. I don't personally align with that theory. I think, put a 1 in the chat if you heard about the lost city of Atlantis. Punkette loves her Bigfoot. Put a 1 in the chat if you're familiar. I'm sorry, I said because MK night. Okay, so I am inclined to believe that underneath the ice in Antarctica, I feel put your tinfoil hats on for this live, okay? And I'm not crazy. I'm just asking you to keep an open mind, okay? I think that there's a good chance that Atlantis or something very similar, an advanced race of human civilization, is frozen underneath the ice of Antarctica. Now, Antarctica, you have to understand, Antarctica is the one place that is not owned by anyone. For some odd reason, all these countries came together and agreed that this is its own land. We can't establish homes there. We can't go there. The civilian cannot visit Antarctica. You have to be part of an elite group of scientists and researchers to get to Antarctica. It is also a no-fly zone. If you try to fly over Antarctica, you will be shot down. Take a look at the world we live in. Do you think we would ever... Well, yeah, to be fair, land, I just say land, like space. But yes, ice. But look at the world we live in. Do you think we would come to an agreement with, like, we take over one another, we fight one another to death for everything? What makes Antarctica unique? There has to be something unique with Antarctica. And I have my opinions, and I'm gonna bring you guys down my little rabbit hole as far as Antarctica is concerned. And thank you, Chowder. Chowder says, how are we traveling through space at 66,000 miles per hour? No way. That's why I believe Earth is flat. That's a great question. And thank you so much for the super chat. But honestly, and I don't mean this like to sound wrong, but I would watch Einstein's theory of relativity for kids. And when I say that, please don't take it as an insult. That is how I educated myself when I started going down, like, I wanted to understand science and I wanted to understand physics, but I started learning it as an adult, and I self-educate and self-taught myself. And it was way too hard of concepts to understand. So I started with kid videos, and it helped because once I'm so sorry. I'm seriously, I'm not saying that to be insulting. I'm saying it because this is what worked for me. I started with Einstein's theory of relativity for kids, and I started watching little cartoons. And once I understood the basic concept of it, then I progressed and I moved on to obviously more adult explanations. But for me, with the way my brain works, I had to figure it out like on a very simple scale. The way that we're blasting over 66,000 miles per hour, Chowder, and you don't feel it, is the same way that when you're going on a plane and you're sitting on an airplane and that plane is going however many thousand miles per hour, yet you feel stationary. Because relative to the plane, you are not in motion. But if you were standing on the ground, that plane relative to you standing on the ground is in motion. So it's all about relativity. And gravity also plays a role in not feeling as we're blasting through space and we're spinning. Yes, Bill Nye the Science Guy. And so it's all about relativity. But if it wasn't for gravity, we would fly right off the spinning planet, right? But it makes sense. And hi, Quirky. Biden said that Antarctica belongs to Iran. He's such an idiot. Dude, don't even mention Biden to me because it really makes me mad, and I'm not trying to get political right now, but yeah. So I have done a lot of research in my early 20s, and I went down the road of whistleblowers. Yes, it's always flying somewhat on a curve, and they actually have an instrument built in airplanes that accounts for, well, actually, it's made to fly on a straight plane, like what the instrument in airplanes are actually designed for if we were on a flat earth. But ever so often you have to tilt the nose down. But I don't think people understand the curvature of the earth. The earth is massive. We won't feel that curve. Thank you, Chowder. So no turbulence at 66,000 miles per hour. Well, okay, we're not on an aircraft. We're on a planet. As far as you have to understand, the massive size of the planet, yes, one, our atmosphere protects us. But two, as far as bumps and things like that, I really don't know why, but like we are the mass of our planet is huge, more gigantic than your brain can comprehend. Like they tell us how big it is, but you really can't grasp how big it is. So we're blasting through, we're rotating, and then we're blasting through the galaxy. So it's not really so much up you're going to hit a speed bump. You're not hitting a speed bump. And yes, thank you, the gyroscope. Thank you, Kate Rays. I couldn't remember what it was called. I did say that to you. I did say that. But okay. Hi, Angela. So with Antarctica, though, there is a peace treaty for Antarctica. All of these countries came together. Oh, it is. Okay, again, I've said this example before, but if you take the highest peak on Earth and you take the lowest peak on Earth, Mariana's Trench, right? At least the lowest that we know of. And those are the difference between the highest peak and the lowest peak. That's a massive difference, right? Now, if you shrunk Earth down to the size of a cue ball and you rubbed your finger along Earth, it would feel as smooth as a cue ball. Because of the scale and size that Earth is, it's the highest peak and the lowest peak is nothing. It would feel as smooth as a cue ball. And that's pretty fascinating because you would think, like, I don't think Mount Everest is the highest. I think it's like the second mountain or whatever. But the highest peak of a mountain and the lowest trench. And if you ran your finger over it, you wouldn't even feel there's a bump. The slightest little thing. Nothing. Okay. So with Antarctica, there is a treaty. All of these countries agree, yeah, no man settles there. Nobody owns it. And civilians can't go there. Civilians can't go there. And it's a no-fly zone. If you try to fly over Antarctica, you will be shot down. Now, even flat earthers took this into their own hands, and I forgot what the guy's name was. He died because he was trying to build his own rocket to go up and prove that the earth is flat. And people have tried to get to Antarctica. No go. Now, that fuels the flat earthers because they believe that there is a wall in Antarctica. There's a wall in Antarctica, and I don't really, because that's not my theory, I don't know if they think if you climb the wall, you would fall off the other side. I don't really understand it because I'm not with that theory. But what I do believe is that there is something going on in Antarctica, because I have listened to many whistleblowers speak out, and you can't just take any whistleblower and just take what they say as fact. I know that, but I'm talking about years of research I did and hundreds of whistleblowers. And what I noticed is that majority of them had very similar stories. And so when I'm listening to all these whistleblowers and I'm doing this research, I'm trying to pull out, well, what's consistent between all of them? Antarctica. There was a flash freeze. Like that. Everything froze over. We heard about this, right? The dinosaurs. I think, and there's evidence of, an advanced human race. And I think underneath the ice of Antarctica, everything as far as technology and the civilization was frozen in time. And the reason that they always have the elite of the elite go and visit Antarctica. Buzz Aldrin went to Antarctica and then made a very, very ominous Twitter post. Put a 1 in the chat if you know about Buzz Aldrin visiting Antarctica and the tweet he made. And then he ended up in the hospital. Area 51 is no longer occupied the way it used to be. So that's why I thought people were, hi SRB. I thought it was really silly. Do you remember a few years ago when they all planned the raid to Area 51? I thought it was stupid as hell because ain't nothing left there of any significance. You think they're going to be, everything is underground, first of all. There is an entire world happening underground tunnel system. This isn't where man can drive up. No. From what I understand with these whistleblowers is you could drive out to a remote area. And I know Crichton used to poke fun at me for this, but there's even whistleblowers who say you could drive out in the middle of nowhere and there will be like a light post. You wouldn't think anything of that light post, but actually you could get into the light post and it takes you to in an elevator down, and you go down, and then once you get down to a certain point, it's like like those things that at airports that you stand on and they move. It's kind of like that. It moves left, right, front, back, and it takes you, it's a whole tunnel system underground. I'm inclined to believe that 100%, that there's a whole world happening underneath us right now. And thank you, Abella. Sorry, Melissa. There are many tourists who go to Antarctica. Thousands have visited, including my neighbor. And there's a Yes, there is a no-fly zone in it. Okay, hold on. Let me pull it up. Hold on. And yes, I understand, but you can't go there on your own. It has to be organized. It has to be like no man could just go to Antarctica. Hello, I'd like to go to Antarctica. You can't just go to Antarctica. 1 second. Okay, hold on 1 second. Well, I'm sure that like unless like it was like a very specific thing that was like approved, like then obviously like the higher ups can do whatever they want. I'm talking about like on a civilian level. You would fall off the earth. Listen, I think, all right, here, let me show you guys. Now there's like scientists are there. There's a small group of people who are at Antarctica who are constantly doing studies. And yes, there are groups that if you I don't know what the protocol is for signing up, but it has to like it's in small groups and it has to be approved and you only go to certain spots. This isn't just all of Antarctica. Like they only take you to a very specific area. Yes, it has to be pre-approved. It has to be, and it's not just all of Antarctica. It's only very designated spots. Okay, just start with point 1. Do you not think it's weird that there is any place on Earth that hasn't already been fought for territory? Let me tell you this. Why was Hitler and the Nazis going to Antarctica? Hitler and the Nazis. You know, the Nazis that instead of charging them for war crimes, we hired them at NASA. Did you know that? Majority of the Nazis were not charged with war crimes. We hired them to work at NASA. Hitler and his Nazis were going to Antarctica. There is something significant with Antarctica. Hi, Tree Baby Tennessee, Wolfie, and thank you again, Abellis. You can go, it's just extremely remote and dangerous. You're telling me, Abellis, that if you wanted, you could go to an airport right now and say, I'd like to go to Antarctica without pre-approval or without anything. That it's just somewhere you could fly the way that I could fly to Italy, I could fly to France. You're telling me that? Yes, we did, honey. Well, and that's the thing, Harlot. It's not that people want to live there. It's for the reasons I'm about to go through. I can't, like, I have to get to my next part for you guys to understand. Who would want to just go to a big chunk of ice? No, it's not about that. It's what is underneath the ice. And global warming, guess what, guys? The ice in Antarctica is melting. Hi, KPM. And things are being unearthed slowly in Antarctica. Huge, massive objects that you could go on Google Earth and you can see yourself. And we're going to do that. We're doing that this live. I'm showing you guys what is slowly being unearthed from underneath the ice in Antarctica. Many whistleblowers have spoken about going to Antarctica, and they always have a trip with the presidents, the top of the food chain, the elite of the elite around the world. These high ranking people always get flown out to Antarctica. Well, we're arguing right now. It's just a huge chunk of ice, right? It's not habitable. Why would somebody want to go there? Well, I ask you guys, why does the elite of the elite always go on a special trip to Antarctica? What are they showing them? What is there? They're just going to see the ice? Did anyone say one when I asked about Buzz Aldrin and what he tweeted when he went to Antarctica? That's what I'm saying, quirky ass. Like, I'm not saying nobody. Yes, there are people who are there now. And it's a few scientists from each country that have. Do you guys not find it strange at all that we've come together with other countries just for this one spot? We destroy one another. We go to war and kill one another. Yet in this one territory, we say, up. No. Nobody, this isn't anybody's land. We share this. Huh? That's number one red flag right there. We don't share shit. We kill one another for absolutely no reason. And it doesn't matter if it's habitable or not. And when I say land, I don't mean ice, whatever. It's just space. You know what I mean? I don't know what else to call it besides land. Thank you so much, Cheddar. Again, I think we have a base on the moon too. We absolutely have a base on the moon. We are on the moon right now. Go to Bruce Sees All, watch his live streams. You will see the UAPs flying in and out of the craters. The moon has an atmosphere. Okay, to be fair about this, and I totally respect your opinion. So if my voice is loud, it's not to be mean. I speak with passion. Look at our world. You think the top few in all of these countries who are destroying one another came together and they said, oh, yeah, no, but science. This isn't Aaron Paul in Breaking Bad. Yeah, science, bitch. This is land. This is space. This is money. We're going to war. This is all these people care about, not us everyday people. The top of the food chain. You genuinely think it was a coming of the minds? And they're like, yeah, but science. No, I don't. I wish, let me be clear. I wish that was the case. I do not believe for 1 second that's the case. The atomic bomb, we blow ourselves up. We destroy everything as humans. But you think Antarctica was like, let's save the penguins. No, I don't believe that. A science bitch, man. Yeah. Hi, Moose. And sorry, anybody else I missed. I get passionate with this subject, so I apologize. Okay. So, it's just the more space you have, and especially with technology, you don't think with technology that if we needed to make Antarctica habitable, that we wouldn't be able to? Absolutely we can. Now, you may not be able to just freely walk outside, but if they wanted to make it habitable, if they wanted to make it a base, there is a million things that they could do with that space that does not include us everyday people. You know what I mean? Yes, Admiral Bird, and that's the inner earth, the hollow earth theory. I'll talk all kinds of nerdy to you. So, all right, let me start with my visual presentation, and you are all free to go onto Google Earth yourselves. But let me get back to the whistleblowers. These whistleblowers, and when I say whistleblowers, these are actual, either currently or at one point were currently very high-ranking officials in numerous different positions, okay? Something consistent in all of their stories was Antarctica. The way that some of these whistleblowers described Antarctica was underneath the ice. It was, imagine an advanced race of humans. And imagine us with technology right now and add thousands of years. And imagine where we would be. And then flash froze. That is what they're describing is in Antarctica. That everything is frozen as it was, this advanced human civilization with technology that far exceeds any of our capabilities. They say when you go under that ice, that there is like massive doors, like such high doors, you can't even see the top. It's like a building tall, like 12 stories. I don't know. I'm not good with that type of stuff, but a massive 2 doors that you couldn't imagine opening. Okay. The amount of weight alone. Yet, if you just take your 2 fingers and push on the right spot, these massive doors open. And within it is this entire civilization or remnants of an advanced civilization with insane technology. And what we're doing, if they shared that with the public, if they shared that with us peasants, well, that just burns all of the history books and life as we know it. We've been pushing a theory. When we've been to school, did we not learn in history class evolution? This is when man came, XYZ. This would seriously be detrimental to what they've been pushing. Shay, you're awesome. Thank you so much. Shay Benet just gifted 10 memberships. You are so kind. 10 new members tomorrow for our members live. Thank you so much, Shay Benet. Congratulations. If you are a recipient, please make sure you thank Shay in the chat if you just received a membership. Thank you. Okay. I already feel my way about evolution, which evolution does exist. I'm just saying as far as how humans came from 8, I have an issue with that. But they're not about to share this with the public. Abellis, and thank you, Abellis. Abellis says the Antarctica Treaty was signed post-World War II when countries wanted peace. They did an amazing thing and come together to keep it pristine, no conspiracy. I totally respect your opinion. I think there's something more going on in Antarctica, but I totally respect all opinions here, and everybody's allowed to have their own agree, disagree, and I appreciate you being in here because I like having the back and forth. But thank you so much for the super chat. Okay. So, I forgot what I was saying. Oh, what we're doing there is we're reverse engineering technology. We are taking technology that far exceeds our capabilities and we are reverse engineering it, trying to understand it. This is what Bob Lazar spoke about that we did with UAPs back when he whistleblew about Area 51. If you don't know what reverse engineering means, Okay. Imagine if we were able to travel into the past and we took an airplane and we went to the 1800s and our airplane crashed. The people in the 1800s would think we were gods. This huge metal bird flew in the sky and it crashed, and oh my God, what is this? They would think we were gods, we were demons, we were angels, it's technology that they could not even possibly fathom. Reverse engineering would be those people in the 1800s decide to take apart our plane and figure out, how did we build this? How did those people build this? And if you reverse it, take it apart, you could figure out how to build it yourself. Now, this isn't the first time we've heard about reverse engineering, because there's been a lot of whistleblowers with the UFOs, UAPs, that said that there has been so many crashed crafts, and there is endless projects and groups of people who specifically work on reverse engineering the craft. Well, why would that only apply to crafts? If you found a civilization with advanced technology, we would reverse engineer that technology. Well, now the ice in Antarctica is melting. It's been melting. We've been hearing about this. If you guys don't remember seeing those really sad commercials about the icebergs breaking off and a big chunk of ice floating around, well, slowly as the ice melts, things in Antarctica are being unearthed. Things that have no right being in Antarctica if there wasn't some advanced race of humans or extraterrestrial. Something was there before the flash freeze. And I'm going to show you these things. That, in my opinion, is why there's always a trip with the elite of the elite, the top officials going to Antarctica. Because don't you think the best of the best, the top 1%, would want to see what the fuck is going on? That is incredible. So let's go through some of the things that are slowly being unearthed in Antarctica. You're not a Bigfoot person, Chatter? Okay, hold on. All right. All right. Here's what's up first. Google Maps. These are the coordinates, top left. And this is what people found as they're on Google Earth. And you could go and you could search these coordinates and you could look yourself. What is this in the ice? No person is supposed to have lived in Antarctica before we went there, right? And we established a base, we established things there. And if you really need to understand how massive these structures are, I could pull it up into Google Earth because you could measure it. These aren't small. This is taken from a very top aerial view. You know shapes that are natural and shapes that are man-made. Okay, hold on. Let me put it in. And I'm not good at Google Maps, but let me put it in so I can measure. Okay. Google Earth. No, Google Map. Wait, Google Earth. It's Google Earth, not Google Map, I think. Explore on Google Earth. Don't mind if I do. Okay. So putting in coordinates. Where's the degree thing? Is there a bubble for the degree on the keyboard? Wolfie, can you help with this part? Is there a bubble on for the degree? How do you make a degree bubble? But that's the thing, Harlot. This is in an area that man isn't supposed to be. It's a long press 0, MJ. Long press. Ah! No, 800 zeros came. That didn't work, KPM. Hey, how'd you do that? Hold down. I did, and all I got was 80 zeros. I'm on a keyboard, like an actual keyboard, not my phone. Go to page 2 of... Hi, Miss Arnold. Where is it, though? Hi, Kathy 4. Okay. How do I make it a degree? $75 degree. Where's a degree? I don't know where it is. But I don't have a page 2 of Bellis. I'm on a keyboard, like a legit keyboard. Degree. I don't see a little tiny top. Like a normal keyboard, not a phone. Like a keyboard. Like, I don't know. Tools, help, add. Damn it. And this one is cut off too. Ah! Can I just pull that into my Google Earth? No. You got it, Wolfie? Okay, can you send it to me? Thanks, Wolfie. Wolfie saved the day, guys. I'm not good at Google Earth. She's good at Google Earth. Alt 0176. Oh, damn. Wait. Hey, where'd my Google Earth go? Okay, Google Earth. Yes, please. Bring me Google Earth. Okay. 75. Alt 716. Oh, 0716. Alt 0716. No, 0716. Doesn't work for me, guys. Wolfie, I still don't have it yet. I'm sorry, guys. I feel like I'm failing as a creator right now. Hold Alt. I am holding Alt. Oh, hold on. Turn on the finally. In the upper menu, click View. Oh, hold on. Wait. I don't. Okay, can we let Wolfie work on that one and we just look at another one for right now? We'll let Wolfie find this one so we can get the measurements. But, okay, and we'll come back to it. I'll measure it, but let me move on for now, and then we'll figure it out. Okay, so, but what I want you to notice also, whatever it is isn't fully unearthed yet. You could still see, look at that massive thing, and it looks like there's at least 2 more rows that hasn't been unearthed in the snow yet. Hi, Retro Kitten. Control N. Control N. Oh! Oh no! Am I gone? Hello? Am I here? Oh no. No, that took me, that brought me to a whole new tab, Meatfoot. I left you guys. It can't be this hard to find a degree. It brought me to a different universe. I was in Antarctica for a second, okay? That shit, don't make me do Control N, okay? Just let Wolfie figure it out and we'll move on for now. I'm going to mess something up. Okay. Oh, we don't say that here, Cheddar. But okay. Do you see? Look. Oh, now I really want to know how big it is, man. And look, you could see it extending. Let me see. Antarctica ice shield. Maybe if I could type that in. Antarctica. Oh, bring me. No, that just literally brought me to the... No, I fail at this. Okay, we're just gonna wait for Wolfie. We'll wait for Wolfie. Okay. So Oh! What? Look, okay? So here's the big photo, zoomed out. Do you know how massive that is? Shift, Control. Shift, Control, at space. No, I think my thing's broken, guys. It doesn't work like that. Well, it's massive, Harlot. It's massive, massive. Now look when you're looking up closer to it. What is that? What does that look like to you? Charlotte says, no, I don't. Oh my God. What does that even look like? That's not natural. Are you going to say that's natural? Doesn't look natural to me. That's weird. Now let me go to this one. And you tell me, what does this look like to you? On the right of spacebar, as you keep at to tube in numbers. I love that you guys are like believing in me this enough, but I'm getting very confused. Hold the Alt button on the right of the space bar as you use keypad to tune in numbers. Is there a difference between the Alt 76, 76 Alt? No, guys, no. My thing's just not working the way your guys is, okay? And I'm so sorry. Well, and that's what I'm saying. Okay, so I guess I'll pull up where it explains to you. We have not explored all of Antarctica yet. Oh, 0176. Alt 0176. No, it's showing me 76 France or Germany. I don't know. And I'm really sorry, but it's not working, guys. I promise. Wolfie got it. Wolfie, can you measure it? Measure that. She measured it already. It's 5,394 feet. That other thing. This thingy. Oh, it's okay. Thank you, though, Shell. Thank you. Seriously. This thing is 5,934 feet in length. Just that one line. It's huge. That's not natural. How is it American made when it's in an area that's not supposed to be explored by man yet? That's my question. If man hasn't been in this area yet, okay. What does that look like to you? Because to me, it looks like something that came down and slid to a stop. You can literally see the trail. And I don't know how ice or snow, like it eventually became, this isn't coming up from the ice, but this appears to be something that crash landed in the ice. Okay. So Antarctica is the 5th largest yet least populated continent on Earth. It's about 5.5 million square miles. I'm trying to find. So, due to the challenging terrain and extreme temperatures, many areas of Antarctica have not yet been fully explored. But I'm trying to find, like, I don't know, like, an exact amount right now. Hold on, I gotta plug it in, because it's gonna die. Hold on. A missed fire missile, Grandma CC? A runaway frozen dildo. You guys are dirty. I love it. Okay. Let me pull up the next thing. Wolfie, what are the measurements on that thing? Look, it almost looks like it slid down from the top of this peak, does it not? Have you guys ever heard, hey Mark, have you guys ever heard of the moving stones? That's actually just really interesting in general. I have to find the coordinates. The coordinates. Oh, and this was found by people of Secure Team 10. I love Secure Team 10. I don't know. Well, if you just type in crash landing on Antarctica, it'll pull up, and I'm sure you could find it. But hold on, I just want to move to the next one. Now, this is interesting because it appears like it could be a craft that, like, landed into the side. I don't know if it's like mountain rock. I'm not good with that type of stuff. But what interests me more is it actually looks like an entryway. And if anybody listened to Bob Lazar and when he spoke out, Bob Lazar explained, hi Sprinkled Donut, Bob Lazar explained that if you went to Area 51, he couldn't even tell you where exactly was the entrance to where he worked because it's the side of a mountain. And if you were just driving past it, you would never think anything of it. But there's an entry. That's what this, even though some people think it's more craft, I think that looks more like an entrance. I didn't, but I can for Gits and Shickles. I'll show you guys. And then he ended up in the hospital. Very ominous Twitter tweet. And then here's another view of it. Look at that. Tell me that doesn't lead into something. That's a gaping hole, ma'am. Fun cat. Is this? I don't. We're gonna have to give the list to Wolfie, and she'll have to measure it because I can't figure out how to do it. Look at that. Tell me that's not an entrance somewhere where a craft could just fly right. A balloon, not Mrs. Arnold. Stop. You guys nasty. I love it. No, and I don't think the Earth is flat, personally, but I do agree that NASA lies. And there are things that are questionable. I just don't come to the conclusion that the Earth is flat personally, but I totally respect anybody else, anybody else who thinks differently. Hi, little Redo. Okay. Look at this. Look how strange this is in the middle of Antarctica. That looks a little Are you really, Abelis? Oh, I'd love to pick your brain. I love astronomy. Search Melissa. Character map. Tools. Measurement. Add. I don't. I struggle. I struggle with this. Please don't make me keep trying. I'll let me go through a couple of them, and then we'll go back to try to measure them and do the degree thing. But I don't want to keep stopping and like making it really boring while I try to figure it out. So could we try to go through them and then we'll go back and try to find measurements? Could we do that? Legendary. I know, Wolfie. I'm sorry. Is there, Harlot, though, is there a camp or a village that kids are drawing games in Antarctica? All right, Wolfie, now I need you to find the size of this thing. Because Harlot thinks these are kids playing friggin' hopscotch in Antarctica. So now I need you to find how big this thing is, okay? Do not be mistaken because it's a photo of the size we're talking about. It's like, that's just a couple of Antarctic kids playing hopscotch. That's Antarctic tic-tac-toe. Don't be mistaken. It's like a mile long. Yeah, that's Antarctic tic-tac-toe. No problem. It appears, I don't know. it definitely doesn't look natural. It appears as something may have landed there. I don't know. Definitely need the measurements for that one. She said it's a village. Okay. I love you, Harlan. Yes, it reminds me of things that's seen in fields, like crop circles and stuff like that. Hopscotch is not allowed in Antarctica. You guys crack me up. Hold on, because there's more photos of it. Okay. Well, that's part. I don't want to show you the pyramid yet. Okay. Look at that thing. Well, that's not a good picture of that thing. Here's another entrance. Look at that hole. No. Slow down. Hold on. Hold on. Okay. Hold on. Okay. This one tells us the freaking measurement. Thank God. This is a 378 meter long wall. And what I want you guys to focus on is the shadow. Shut up, Mrs. Arnold. You guys. Oh, jeez. Oh my God. It's a nice hole. It's a nice hole. When you look at the shadow, that's indicative of how high it is from the sun casting, and well, the sun and then the wall casting its shadow. What is that in the middle of Antarctica? Does it appear to be remnants of once possibly a building, some type of structure? You guys are a dirty little chat. Dirty, dirty little subscribers. I can show, yes, thank you. And thank you again, chatter. And yes, I can show the flat earth map after this. Yes, definitely. Remind me if I forget, but I will definitely show it. And thank you. Okay. Okay, here is another view of that thing that we saw sliding earlier. Look at the shadow it's casting. Do you know how tall that thing is? Look at the shadow, but also look at the shadow to understand the shape that it is. Look at that thing. Oh, okay. The hopscotch villager is 519 feet across. So the villager's hopscotch is 519 feet across. It's the village people sledding. You guys crack me up, but I can't. Oh my gosh. Is that an Arctic Uber? Stop. You guys are killing me. An Antarctic Uber. That was good, Game Race. Hi, leave it to Bieber. Oh, that's funny. That was really good. I like that. But the other one that, that Harlot said they were playing hopscotch in, it's 519 feet across. But look at the shadow. Look at how big the shadow is being cast.
In October of 2020.
Oh, okay. Yes, good point, Queen of Hearts. Look how the surface is different on the left and the right. That is definitely a trail. Why is that thing moving? Okay, so this is the thing that I was saying. This is 500. It looks like a ship, right? This is 519 feet across. It looks like a train, right? Okay. Now this one freaks me out. Please don't tell me that that's natural. Bunker. Please don't tell me that's natural. And these are like, I urge you to go to Google Earth yourself if you know how to use it, unlike me, and realize how remote these things are. They're in the middle of nowhere, just ice. Nothing to be seen around it but ice. And then if you zoom all the way in, people are finding things like this. That's not natural. This is not natural. That was there. And what does it appear to be around it? Do you see? It looks like something drove up to it. You could see like track marks. A chowder. It's a catapult to launch people off flat Earth. Stop it. The thing. You guys crack me up, man. It doesn't not look like it's tire marks leading up to it, almost like it was visited, like snowmobile chat. Do not tell me that's natural. That is not freaking natural. What naturally do you see making those shapes? Look at this thing. Look at this thing. Wolfie, can you get the measurements? This thing's huge. This thing's huge. And as the ice melts, more and more of it is being uncovered. Is it possible? Fossil? Maybe. Well, if so, who said it? If so, Abellis, man never took ownership of it. That's the thing. Everything that we're supposed to be like that's there, it's supposed to be logged. Do you know that every piece of space junk you can see actively in our or in Earth's orbit? Same thing. Everything is supposed to be logged and identified. This is not identified. and like look around it. We have something here, here, and as the ice continues to melt, more and more of it is becoming unearthed. Yeah, kind of right, MK. Kind of looks like they already got there and trying to, I don't know if they're going under it. They're trying to unearth it more. I don't know. Now look at this. Now you can see what appears to be a pyramid-like structure to the left. Did you know that there are pyramids all over the world? Did you know that there are pyramids on the moon? Did you know that there's pyramids in Antarctica? I'll show you the pyramids in Antarctica. This isn't even it. Do you know that there's pyramids on Mars? We know that there was a flash freeze. I believe everything remained as it was when the flash froze happened. Flash freeze. I don't know how to properly say it, but yep, pyramids in Alaska. Why did the Nazis have a secret base in Antarctica? It's a pyramid-like structure, Harlot, but there's actual pyramids. I'll show you. Okay, hold on. I don't know where to go. Okay, here's a look at this. Look how massive this is. Well, if you need the coordinates, here it is for this one. Hi. What is that? You can see two, like, not all of it has been unearthed yet. You can see two more rows. That's it's so weird. It's in the middle of nowhere, guys. This is the coordinate. Look at it yourself. Right here. And it looks like there's some type of opening there. What is that? That's not natural. Those aren't snow-covered mountains, little Redo. You're silly. I don't know mountains that are organized like that. And a red marker. Yeah. No, the red marker was put on after. Oh, it's blurry. Maybe this one. Ah! Oh, it's 2 kilometers long. 2 kilometers long. Okay, here are the exact coordinates. 2 kilometers in length. Holy moly, that's an impressive artifact. Two kilometers long. Jeez Louise. I don't know how long 2 kilometers is, Linda. I only speak miles, but I know if it's a K, it's got to be long. Thanks, Chowder. I see you, Wolfie. Neat noodle. Okay, hold on. Now take a look at this. What in the Elmer Fudd is this? Oh, it's the same thing. Okay, so 5,934 feet. Thank you, Lacey. What in Elmer Fudd is this? We don't have 90-degree angles naturally. That is a perfect square. It's my house. Wolfie, how big is it? This is the coordinates. 70, 16, 14 S, 2, 57, 53 west. How long is it? It's a Trisket. Stop it right now. You stop it right now. It does look like a Trisket, Harlot. Good night, Danger Zone. You stop it right now. You did not call it a Trisket. It's an Arctic Trisket for when the village kids get hungry. Oh my God, I can't. Yes, little Redo. Why did the Nazis have a secret base in Antarctica? If it's just nothing important. Corky. It's a trampoline to jump to the dome. Self-charging station for the Arctic Ubers. Daisy. Oh my goodness. Okay, hold on. Okay. Now this, you could tell that it's been manned, but almost as if they've gone to what appears to be like, no. Okay. What appears to be like a crashed site. We got these two overlapping things. There are things in the ice that are being unearthed, but you could tell there are people there. I agree. Arctic Trisket. Stop it. Stop, Little Red. Oh my God. And I'm being serious, but you guys are cracking me up. There is Lacey. Where are you going, Wolfie? That's what I'm saying, Steph. Wolfie, you can't leave. You're in charge of the measurements. Everyone yell at Wolfie. Well, you're good, Little Red, but we're doing conspiracy night tonight. Sorry. Yes, Jay. Thank you. And I have the link. I'm going to pull it up. Look at this. What is that? In Antarctica. What is that? Don't tell me that's natural. Don't tell me that's natural. Good night, Quirky. I'm doing my best. That's not natural. This is not natural. What is it? It looks like little I don't know if it's vegetation, MK, or just like the tip of a mountain. I don't know. The top could be natural, but those little things lined up, look here. Look at those lines. 1, 2, 3. Then look here. Boom, boom, boom. Parallel. Opening. This. I'm not even talking about this. Look. I can't zoom in anymore, but 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Do you see all those parallel, perfectly evened out lines? This is the number, Wolfie. Okay, hold on. It's an ad I don't want. Goodbye. It won't let me exit out. No thanks. No thanks. No thanks. Okay. Okay, so this is where oh, it's not gonna let me zoom in. Come on. This is where this red dot is on a bigger scale. Middle of nowhere. It's hidden, Wolfie. See, mother? See? They blur it. Did they blur it, Wolfie? Why blur it? Why is it hidden? Why would they do that? This is a research station. This is what their research stations look like, guys. This is where that hopscotch thing is located. Well, try to look up the North and South Pole and ask yourself, why is it blurred out? A non-monstrous skeleton. Now, to be fair, I don't know what this is. It's a skeleton of either a crab eater or Weddell sea that dried and died over a long period of time. Interesting. Now look at this ship. Don't you tell me. Don't you tell me. These Arctic villagers are cruising on this ship. What is this? What is this? It's a snow ship. What is it? Why is it there? Who made that? The Arctic. Stop it, K-Race. K-Race is killing it tonight, man. Oh, Abellas. No, they have the images. It's blurred. There's a difference. They have the images, but it's blurred. It does look like a cookie cutter ship. Okay? Perfectly explicable iceberg. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. It's the dark streak at about 45 degrees in the middle of the picture. That is the object in question. No! So not the mountains. Look, not this. Right here. It's the Antarctic vag, okay? What is that? Oh my goodness. And then, I hate this site. Oh, there again. Look at how long that thing slid. Now, here's a better picture of that one. And listen, don't make fun of the slit, okay? It is what it is. But what does that not look like? A perfect UFO that just right into the snow? Look at that perfect. It's Antarctic labia. Stop. Oh my god. I don't know what's up with that. There again, from another perspective. Look at that thing. That thing slid. Not sure what that is, but it looks like a windy path to like an opening. Good night, Chase. Okay, hold on. Now we need to find these for you. Look at this. What is this, you ask? I'm going to tell you what this is. These are the 3 same pyramids being unearthed in Antarctica. It's the Antarcticans. Now, getting on to the pyramids, do you know how many strange anomalies there are with the pyramids of Danielle? The pyramids of Giza, do you know? Do you realize what because they don't have people traveling to that, Little Red. Do you know the amount of anomalies that are with the pyramids? And do you know what they taught us in history with how they built the pyramids? Do you know the type of precision those pyramids were built? Do you know the weight of each like stone that they used were like the weight of an elephant, and they apparently used the river and if they had however thousands of men working 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, it still took years and years and years to build. Yet those pyramids are built with such precision that they are aligned with true north, that at a certain point, and I don't remember what point in the sky, a reflection of like a serpent, a snake comes. Like everything is so that the pyramids have its own energy source that we genuinely could not explain the pyramids. So we just made we were taught that this is for, the emperors and this and that. Yet there were none found within the pyramids, a resting place for them. Yet they weren't in there. They are not tombs. Hi, Kimberly. Yes, Abellis, they are aligned with the belt of. They're aligned with so many things, and they have their own source of energy. Look at that. And it wasn't until more recently that these were, as the ice is melting, that these are being unearthed. We didn't even know about these. What are the significance of the pyramids? What role do they play that we see them popping up? How, if they are man-made, ask yourself this, if they are man-made, at the time we were told they were made, how is it that these identical structures are being unearthed as the ice melts in Antarctica? That's awesome, Kathy. I actually heard it's very underwhelming. Not the pyramids itself, like leading up to the pyramids, like in the area that it is. See, now, do I think the pyramids are man-made? The only way I think that they're man-made is if it was an advanced human race. Me too, Angel D. Me too. Other than that, I think it was extraterrestrial beings. And I think people need to get that bias stigma out of their mind of extraterrestrials. Okay. Extraterrestrials is any life form that exists outside of Earth. That could be down to bacteria or a very advanced extraterrestrial being. Do you know how old the universe is? Earth isn't as old as the universe. There are other planets which would make much more sense that they would be far more advanced than the human race is. Yes, there's so much to it, Abellis. There's so many anomalies with the pyramids. So with the pyramids, so the weight of one of the pyramids is 6 million tons. 6 million tons. There is a mystery void within the Great Pyramid, and it was only in 2017 that researchers became aware, because it was previously unknown. The purpose of the chamber, it's a mystery. There are a bunch of thermal anomalies within the pyramid. There are mysterious hot spots found within the pyramid, okay? It has revealed thermal scans, unusually high temperatures in 3 of the stones of the pyramids located at the bottom of the east wall of the pyramid. And then the pyramids have their own electromagnetic properties. So in addition to the mysterious chambers, inside the pyramid are electromagnetic energy that cannot be explained. The Pyramid of Giza focuses electromagnetic energy inside its chambers and well beneath its base, where the unfinished chamber of the pyramid is located. It has its own energy source. Do you get that? That these pyramids were built and it has its own energy source. Something, I'm telling you, I think that the pyramids hold a great significance. And there is a reason other than appreciation of why we don't go and touch them. And I think it unlocks something. I think, now put your tinfoil hats on, okay? I think there are portals. And I think the pyramids were built by either an advanced human race or extraterrestrials that maybe once roamed Earth. But they were built where they were built for a very specific reason. They have its own energy source. There's mysterious thermal heat coming from this. It aligns with the stars, with true north, with Orion's belt. How did the Egyptians, how is the narrative they taught us accounting for such intelligence? Because it's a lie. That is not how the pyramids were built. We don't even think we could build the pyramids today with our technology if we wanted to recreate them. They are those, each brick, like stone, are placed together with such precision you can't even slide a piece of paper between them. There is an ancient natural cave beneath the Pyramid of Giza. A scientist was in there one time and an earthquake hit. He had the entire pyramid above him, would have had a heart attack. Oh my goodness. Or they don't want us to know. Ask yourself this. What if they don't want us to know the true history? Because if they admitted our true history, then they would have to allow the public disclosure. It's better to keep us with our minds small and our heads down. There is a reason you will find these 3 pyramids all over the world in very specific spots. What if the pyramids were put there and it unlocks something? And I hate when like people are like, oh, the portal, oh, that's not legit. Let me tell you something. When you're watching all of your superhero, the Avengers movies, science, real life is much more interesting than Hollywood could ever imagine creating. Look into science. Look into what's possible. It's fascinating. It's fascinating. So when you think portal, you got to stop like, oh, woo, I'm just going to shoot out to another side. Listen, there is so much we can't understand. Shit. There's so much that we don't understand. And you need to stop putting so much faith in, well, this is what they told us. No, question everything. But there is so much more beyond our understanding. What makes you think something like that's not possible? For just a moment, don't take what they tell you and ask yourself, does that make sense? Does that make sense? Does it make sense that these Egyptians, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, how many years did it take? Let me see. 15 to 30 years. Egyptians had no access to the building techniques or modern machinery of today. Yes, K-Braze. I actually just heard about that recently. I think there's much more significance to these pyramids. I really do. Because let me show you. Take a look at this. This is on the moon. Yeah, Pepper. This is on the moon. This is on the moon. Whoops. Moon. That's in Canada, Amanda. How about this face? Have you guys seen the face? Yep, Amber. Look at that. Freaky, huh? Oh, I'd love to. Honey. I actually have done that before. All of the undercover CIA projects with the remote viewing and stuff. No, that's not Photoshopped, Loretto. Yes, it's Harlot. It's on the moon. It's not Photoshopped, but over time, it looks like, as we got better images, it looks less like a face, but it is not Photoshopped. It didn't. We are on the moon, K-Braze. They just never publicly took us back. And they said that, yes, pareidolia. Thank you. That's what I was looking for. But they say that we as humans, our brains try to create things that we're familiar with, and so we will see faces that, like, we will tend to see a face. Yes, thank you, Harley. Like, our brain is wired to look for faces, so we as humans will look for a face when it's just the way our brain kind of works. So, like, have you ever tried one of those riddles where the words are written blue, red, yellow, but they're in opposite colors, and our brain kind of struggles because we want to say what color the word is, but it says a different color. That's kind of how our brains are wired in certain ways. But it definitely looks like a face. Hi, Art of Deduction. There's also a face in Antarctica. Hold on. Hi, T. Hardy. You want to see the face in Antarctica? Well, I'm about to show you. Here's the Antarctica face. Good night, little Reddo. Look how interesting that is. And doesn't it look specifically like, like more like in those like Egyptian times? Oh, okay, art of deduction. The human brain is phenomenal, Stephanie. So this is in Antarctica. Oh, yeah, there are pyramids underwater, too. You're totally right, and I forgot about that. There's underwater pyramids. Look at this. How did I forget that? Take a look at this. Ooh, I've been trying to remember the name of it, like for a month. Well, also, there was the show about Frank Olson, Dr. Frank Olson, with the CIA project, and it was great miniseries on Netflix, and I forgot the name of it, but I suggested to everyone. It's like a mix between a documentary with the real life family and also acting it out. Crap, I forgot it, but I suggest it because it's based on Dr. Frank Olson's story, and it's fascinating. Look at that, though. Underwater pyramids. I don't know what that is. That doesn't look legit. Wormwood. Yes. Thank you, Kathy, for Wormwood. I watched it like 4 times in a row when I first saw that. I'm going to watch it for a 5th when I get a chance. It was phenomenal. It was phenomenal because it's true. We know more about outer space than we do our own oceans. Let that sink in. How about that? Hi, Elena. Okay. What's it about, Harlot? Dr. Frank Olson worked for the CIA, and it's about MK Ultra and the experiments they were conducting as far as administering LSD and other hallucinogenics to see the impacts and the effects. And Dr. Frank Olson is somebody who actually did speak out, and he's like, all right, I can't do this anymore. And then he jumped from a New York hotel room to his death. Yet it is, so the series follows the story of him and his family speaking out, going to court, explaining what the father, like Frank, told them while he was alive, and then reenacting how it played out and what we know now of these CIA projects. And it's fabulous. Fabulous. I can pull my book out right. You know what? You wait a second. Let me pull my conspiracy notes out. Okay. Hold on. Because I've done these lives before. You hold on a darn second. Double made me do it. Agatha. This is John Teeter. the moon landing, Van Allen radiation belts, Project MK Ultra. Okay, here, Frank Olson. Okay, so ready? So Project MK Ultra, 1953 to 1973, which was a program of experiments on human subjects that were designed and undertaken by the U.S. CIA, some of which were illegal. Experiments on humans were intended to develop procedures and identify drugs such as LSD to be used in interrogations in order to weaken the individual and fake confessions and forced confessions through brainwashing and psychological torture. If you like the show Stranger Things, this is based on the Montauk experiment. Stranger Things is based on the Montauk experiment. It's based on the CIA administering psychedelic drugs, LSD drugs, putting them in isolation tanks. If you don't know what an isolation tank is, you're put in to bath water filled with Epsom salt. The water is completely the same temperature of your body. You cover your eyes, you cover your ears, and you're floating in this tank. And they administer LSD, and it takes away all of your other senses. So your mind becomes heightened, okay? No. I'm going to pull up I see you, chatter. I'm going to pull it up. I'm pulling it up. So they wanted to figure out how they can get the enemy to confess using these experiments, okay? So they used the US and Canadian citizens as its unwitting test subjects, which led to controversy regarding its legitimacy. Minority Report, great movie. MK Ultra used numerous methods to manipulate its subjects, mental states, and brain function. Techniques included the administration of high doses of psychoactive drugs, especially LSD, and other chemicals, electroshock, hypnosis, sensory deprivation, isolation, and verbal and sexual abuse, in addition to other forms of torture. This is our CIA, the United States CIA. This is an actual Project MK Ultra. The LSD experiments, and this is coming into Frank Olson, which I was telling you that Wormwood shows about. The CIA wanted to know with the LSD experiments if they could make Soviet spies deflect against their will, and whether the Soviets could do the same to the CIA's own operatives. They administered LSD to mental patients, prisoners, drug addicts, and sex workers. And I quote, people who could not fight back. One agency officer put it as people who could not fight back, okay? Yes, pregnant woman too, hence 11. The mom being the test subject. It's all based on true events, guys. So they administered LSD to a mental patient in Kentucky for 174 days straight. They gave LSD to CIA employees, military personnel, doctors, and other government agents and members of the general public to study their reactions without them knowing. LSD and drugs were administered without the subject's knowledge or informed consent. So our own government, this is what I'm saying. You guys are you think this is a conspiracy, what they'll do? No, this happened. Our government was administering these hallucinogenics to drug addicts, prisoners, their own CIA agents. The aim of this was to find drugs which would bring out deep confessions or wipe a subject's mind clean and program them as and I quote, robot agent. We had Operation Midnight Climax, which is a CIA setting up several brothels within agency safe houses to obtain a selection of men who would be too embarrassed to talk about the events. The men were dosed with LSD, brothels were equipped with one-way mirrors, and the sessions were filmed for later viewing and study. The men were given LSD without their knowledge, and then they were interrogated under bright lights with doctors in the background taking notes. They told the subjects they would extend their trips if they refused to reveal their secrets. CIA employees, military personnel, agents suspected of working for the other side during the Cold War, long-term debilitation and several deaths resulted from this. Heroin addicts were bribed into taking LSD with offers of more heroin. A series of experiments were initiated where LSD was given to people in a normal setting without warning. Eventually, outsiders were drugged with no explanation whatsoever, and surprise acid trips became an occupational hazard among CIA operatives. So Frank Olson was an army chemist who had never taken LSD and was covertly dosed by his CIA supervisor, and 9 days later plunged to his death from the window of a 13th-story New York City hotel room. Olson had approached his superiors sometime earlier, doubting the morality of the project, and asked to resign from the CIA. There was an operative who received a dose in his morning coffee, became psychotic, and ran across Washington, seeing a monster in every car passing him. In one case, 7 volunteers in Kentucky were given LSD for 77 consecutive days. So, very long story, but Wormwood is Frank Olson and what happened to him and his story. A mix between his actual family speaking out and actors recreating the scene as they're explaining it. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. It happened. Crazy. So anytime somebody was like, oh, you're just a conspiracy theorist. Oh, they would never do. What do you mean they'd never do it? It happened. Look at Operation Project Northwood. It's a literal 101 how-to handbook for 9/11. Don't tell me. This is our own government. Now I'm getting angry. But let me pull up for Chowder the flat Earth map. Okay. So if you were looking at the flat Earth map, this is how the flat earthers believe they believe Antarctica, guys. You see the white around the circle? That's Antarctica. That it surrounds us and there is a big ice wall. And that is why they will not allow, and it's a dome. That there's, I've heard a couple of that. Because if you go to the Bible, what separates the firmament and us, it's water above us. A terrible mistake. Okay, Stephanie. They believe that Earth is stationary and the sun and moon kind of like rotate around, but it never fully sets or rises. But they think Antarctica is surrounding us all in this high ice wall ledge. And there are people who attempted to go and see the edge, the wall. We had Stargate, Project Stargate, which was a 1991 code name for a secret U.S. Army unit established in 1978 at Fort Meade, Maryland, by the Defense Intelligence Agency and SRI International to investigate the potential for psychic phenomena in military and domestic intelligence applications. This project worked primarily in remote viewing, the purported ability to physically see events, sights, or information from a great distance. I know, Elena. The project's success, they were able to locate a lost Soviet spy plane in 1976 by a remote viewer named Rosemary Smith. Then we have Project Blue Book, a systematic study of unidentified flying objects by the United States Air Force. Project headquarters at Wright-Patterson Air Force Base, Ohio. They had two goals: to determine if UFOs were a threat to national security and to scientifically analyze UFO-related data. It occurred from 1952 to 1969, and thousands of UFOs were reported and collected, analyzed, and filed. I do. So in this CIA project, Stargate project, what they would do, if you don't know what a remote viewer is, it's kind of like astral projection. What they had these people do is they came in and they would lay the remote viewer in a bedroom. So imagine you're in your bedroom. They laid them in the bed. Outside in a whole nother room, they wrote coordinates down on a piece of paper. And then they put that piece of paper with the coordinates in it in a sealed envelope. And they left it on a ledge in a whole nother room. These participants, with their astral body, were able to leave their physical body, go into the other room, read what the coordinates were, and tell them without their physical body ever getting up, ever going. It's not like you see their astral body travel, but they're monitoring and they're recording this person. This person has not left the bed. Yet in this sealed envelope in a whole nother room, they were able to tell us the exact coordinates that were on that piece of paper because they're traveling with their astral body. They're traveling on an astral plane. Then, if they give them coordinates in their mind, they can travel to those coordinates and tell the CIA what is happening at that time or place. Yes, time or place. Because with astral travel, it doesn't have to be now. Astral travel can occur from the past to the future. They were able to successfully locate a lost Soviet spy plane in 1976 from astral travel. That's what I'm trying to say. You think the make-believe and superheroes, you guys, science, this, it happens all the time. It is insane. It is magical. People have the ability to travel on an astral plane to different times and places all over the world in history, in the future. Yeah, coordinate remote viewing, CRV. Thank you, Black Dog Ultra. I'll have to see that, Elena. I haven't heard of that. It is, Honey M. It's because people think it's silly. They've been studying this since the 50s. Are you serious? It's legit. It occurs, but we are taught to suppress our abilities from day one. Listen, as many scam artists there are out there are people who have legitimate gifts. I believe with my heart that we all have the ability to tap into these senses, but we are taught from day one to suppress those abilities. We are taught by saying, that's silly. You can't do that. It's the devil. They don't want. These people worship money and power. They don't want us to rise in our consciousness. Because I truly believe in order to become a higher dimensional being, we have to all together get to that higher place. We can't do it. We can a little bit individually, but collectively, we have to raise our vibrational energy and get to a higher consciousness. Extraterrestrial beings, if they have the ability to travel through space and time, trust me, they are not fighting one another. We on Earth are still destroying one another. We are destroying the human species. We are destroying our planet. We can't become higher dimensional beings if we can't even be at peace with one another. Because everyone is, oh, you're black, you're white, you're this, you're that. We are the human race. We are the human race. And it's going to take an alien invasion, an extraterrestrial threat, before we all come together and stand as one. Right. Okay, put it this way, Elena, and I'll pull up the other one, Chowder. Put it this way, Elena. We are three-dimensional beings currently living in at least a 21-dimensional world. If you can't understand it, imagine a flat piece of paper and you put an ant on a flat piece of paper. That ant can walk back or forth, and that ant can walk left or right. That ant is a two-dimensional being. It's on a flat piece of paper. Its only options is to go front or back, left or right. Well, then you come over and you take another piece of paper and you kind of put it on as a slant. Well, now you just made that ant a three-dimensional being. It could go back or forth, left or right, or it could go up or down now. We are three-dimensional beings. But we live in at least 21. There's at least 21 different dimensions happening all around us. We're not perceiving 18 different dimensions. We're just that little ant on a piece of paper, only seeing what we can do. There is so much happening around us that we are not privy to. That's insane. That's magical. That's incredible. What are those other dimensions? People say, oh, you could tap into the spirits, into ghosts. How do you know that's your deceased loved ones on the other side? How do you know what is in these other dimensions that we're just not tapping into? And if we want to become higher dimensional beings, we need to collectively come together and raise our consciousness. Map dome. Okay, hold on. So here we go. Well, thank you, K-Braze. Thank you, Honey M. Yes, Pepper, we have way more than 5 senses, but we were taught from day one, oh, that's silly. Oh, do you have magical powers? Yet the CIA has been studying this and using it since the 50s. Oh, but we're taught to laugh it off, right? Get the hell out of here. So this is, again, the flat Earth map, but with a dome. Okay? So flat earthers believe that if you keep going up, we have not gone to the moon. A flat earther does not believe we've gone to the moon. That if you take a rocket and you go straight up, eventually you will hit the firmament. You will hit the dome. And that if you go to the edge of the ice wall, Antarctica, which surrounds us, you will hit the dome. Now, again, I don't personally resonate with this. But I respect everyone who does. And I've heard a lot of great arguments from flat earthers. They do, MK. Hollywood also. Yep. But I don't think they do, Pepper. Makes you miss Holly. I know I did a flat earth debate with Holly way in the beginning of my channel. Oh, thanks, Chowder. Wait, Chowder, are you you genuinely believe that the earth is flat? I think we need to do another flat earth debate because I really enjoyed doing that. And thank you so much for the super chat, Chowder. But I love talking with people who believe that they're. It's very interesting. They make very good arguments. Like, I've heard some really good ones, but ultimately I don't resonate with it. Am I snacking? No, that's my envelope. Oops. Sorry. I was doing my ant metaphor of 2-dimensional and 3-dimensional, so I was holding envelopes, and it's making a crinkly noise. Yes, Shadow, I'd love that. Yeah. Well, okay, put it this way. If you look out with your own telescope, you don't have to take the official narrative, but if you look out with a telescope and you look at any other celestial object in the sky, it's spherical. Why would I believe Earth was any different? Elena just gifted 5 membership, guys. Congratulations if you received it. And we have our members only live tomorrow for Monday. Thank you so much, Elena. Make sure you thank her in the chat if you have been a lucky recipient to get one. Thank you, Elena. I actually don't like Triscuits, even Arctic Triscuits. But thank you for my black heart. Hey, how'd you know to do a black heart too, BG? Thank you for my 2 black hearts. Yeah, Amber, I'm the same way. Make sure that you're opted in, Chowder. Yeah, just make sure I have the link if you're an iPhone user to opt in. Here, hold on. Opt gift. This is a link if you're an iPhone user to opt in. If you are a PC or an Android, follow those directions. Then we have Operation Northwoods, which was a proposed false flag operation against the Cuban government that originated within the U.S. Department of Defense and the Joint Chief of Staff of the United States government in 1962. That's why I'm saying make sure you're opted in, Chowder. We have so many generous people here. If you're opted in, you're bound to receive one at some point. So our government planned to fake terrorist attacks on the U.S. The U.S. military was once willing to deceive and attack its own citizens for political reasons. In the 1950s and the 60s, the U.S. was in the grip of the Cold War and terrified by the threat of communism. Cuba was deemed such a threat that a huge amount of intelligence and military activity was devoted to finding ways to depose or assassinate Fidel Castro. A plan devoted to a plan to create fake attacks on friendly defected Cubans, U.S. military bases, and U.S. citizens, all designed to appear conducted by Cuba. This is known as a false flag operation. Alina and Abellis both just gifted 5 memberships. Thank you so much. Congratulations. You guys are so amazing. Make sure you thank them in the chat if you received it. Did you get one, Chowder? Aw, yay! And my black heart, yay! Thank you. You guys are so kind. Thank you, Abellis. Thank you, Elena. Congratulations to all of our newest members. We have such a generous community here. Thank you. Good night, MK. Thanks for hanging out with us. Solo suck. I would think if it's Apple, I would think, Chowder, you'd opt in. Chowder, wait, I'm not opted in yet. You could click where Abellis or Elena gifted. Shay, can you help? I think you could either click this. It should show you a present when you see people gift. Or this. 3 different options. If when people gift and you see a little present, click it. Or click this link and make sure you're opted in. Or do this. I don't know, Harlot. So, the false flag would be used to garner the public. Yay, Chatter! Would be used to garner the public and political support necessary for direct military intervention. And it was used against Cuba. Thank you, Amber. Love you and love your mind. Thank you. I love you too. At that time, the documents read like a how-to manual for 9/11 conspiracies. Documents outline an elaborate plan for a fake attack of the Guantanamo Bay Naval Base, including suggestion number 10, and I quote, "Sink ship near harbor entrance. Conduct funerals for mock victims." Casualty lists in the U.S. newspapers would help cause a helpful wave of national indignation. It never went beyond this stage or executed. So that is Operation Northwoods, ladies and gentlemen. It's a real thing. Abellis just gifted another membership. And MK, you were supposed to go to bed, but MK and Chowder's green. Thank you, Abellis. Thank you, MK. That's beyond generous and nice. Congratulations, and congratulations, Chowder. You are green. Chowder's like, hello? You got it. Thank you, and congrats. I'm so happy. You guys are so amazing. We have the most generous community here. I am so beyond appreciative. I don't deserve you guys, but I'm so happy that you guys are green. When you get gifted a membership, that entitles you to 4 members only lives. We do a members only every single Monday. So thank you so much. Congratulations. You are a winner, Chowder. You are officially green. Yay! Good night, MK. Thank you. So that's Operation Northwoods, guys. They planned mock funerals. They were attacking our own U.S. soil. They planned to put it in the front of newspapers, have mock mock funerals. Do you understand what that is? Fake funerals, so that they could garner public support, financial support to invade Cuba. That is a 9/11 how-to handbook. If you think, that's why I get mad when people are like, they would never do that. What do you mean? They have it already that they were doing it in 1962. What do you mean that they wouldn't do that? Do your research. Sorry, I'm not screaming at any of you guys. I'm just saying in general, do your research, people. We have an amazing group. Most amazing, generous community here. So we had one other topic scheduled for tonight, and I kind of went sideways, but Bigfoot. Bigfoot, Bigfoot. Put a 1 in the chat if you believe in Bigfoot, you think Bigfoot exists. Or put a 2 in the chat if you're like, nah. At the time, why would we invade Cuba, Solo Sock? Because at the time, we were in the grip of the Cold War, and we were terrified by the threat of communism. Cuba was deemed such a threat that a huge amount of intelligence and military activity was devoted to finding ways to depose or assassinate Fidel Castro. So a plan was created to fake attacks on friendly, defected Cubans, U.S. military bases, and U.S. citizens, all designed to appear conducted by Cuba, so that they could garner public and political support necessary for military intervention against Cuba. Okay, so I said 1 if you believe in Bigfoot, 2 if you don't. So let's see. 4, 1, Elena. Shay says, I love Bigfoot. Honey says 1. Shay says 1. Abella says 1. Petunia says 1. Poor Linda says 2. Oops, I crapped my pants says 2. Wolfie says 2. Melissa 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. That leg got to be sorted. Dude, every time I'm done with a live, I have a bruise on my thigh, for real. 2. Hi, Vanilla. Dice, baby. I love that name. 2, 1, 1, 1, 2. But I really want Bigfoot to be real. Ooh, really? Okay. Bigfoot is my husband. We like those hairy men. I remember Punkette. Too many sightings, yeah. My friend got arrested for spray painting Sasquatch all over everything in town. Took them quite a while to figure out who it was, like 2 years. Oh my goodness. Yep. So, the legend of Bigfoot. And there's been some Bigfoot sightings. There's only one, honestly, that I put any really credibility in, as far as a photograph, I mean. And it's this one. I mean, there's a lot of Bigfoot that's captured, but it was this one that it was like, huh. I don't think so. Bigfoot, or also known as Sasquatch, is allegedly a large ape-like creature that some people believe inhabits North America, but there is no hard evidence that it actually exists. So it's a giant ape-like creature that some people believe roams North America. It is a cryptid, which is a species rumored to exist. And just like the chupacabra or the Loch Ness monster, there's scant physical evidence to suggest that Bigfoot is actually out there. I don't know, Harley. I think there's like, this was the one I wasn't sure. Like, I remember this one drew up a lot of conspiracy with it. So, but the thing is that there has been so many alleged sightings of this Bigfoot that never shows its face. But, you know, a lot of times it ends up being like a big black bear or something along those lines. Most Bigfoot sightings occur in Northwest, where the creature can be linked to indigenous myths and legends. The word Sasquatch itself is derived from Sasquatch. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that correct, but it's a word from the Halkymalayan language used by some Salish First Nations people, and it means wild man or hairy man. Yeah, this photo is an alleged image of Bigfoot taken northeast of Eureka, California in 1967. And this is a cleaned up version, guys. And it's one of the most infamous photos of the Sasquatch. As early as 1884, the British colonist newspaper in Canada published an account of a gorilla-type creature captured in the area. There's a list of 1,340 sightings in one Sasquatch book alone through the 19th and 20th centuries. So there were footprints found. In the 1950s, footprints were found near Bluff Creek. Hold on. There have been more than 10,000 eyewitness accounts of Bigfoot in the continental U.S. in the last 50 years. Bigfoot in these accounts is usually described as being 8 to 10 feet tall and covered in hair. So eyewitness reports or sightings are the most common evidence put forward for the existence of Bigfoot. Unfortunately, these are human-based memories, and memories are not reliable. So it says, with the rise of high-quality cameras in smartphones, photographs of people, cars, mountains, sunflowers, they become sharper and clearer over the years. Bigfoot is a notable exception, though. The logical explanation for this discrepancy is that the creatures don't exist and that photographs of them are merely hoaxes or misidentifications, because every time an alleged photo of Bigfoot comes out, it's always blurry. Some people claim to have heard Bigfoot shrieks, howls, growls, screams, or other vocalizations. The creatures are also associated with other noises, such as wood knocking. Strange noise recordings associated with Bigfoot occasionally attract media attention, but the noises can often be attributed to known animals. Experts can't always identify which animal is in the strange recording. So there is, to this day, no hard evidence for the existence of Bigfoot. Krantz, the anthropologist who investigated the sound recordings, also discussed alleged Bigfoot hair, feces, skin scrapings, and blood in his Big Footprints book. The usual fate of these items is that they either receive no scientific study or else the documentation of the study is either lost or unobtainable. Okay, so listen. I think there is so much that we do not know. I think there is a lot that we do not know. Do I think it's possible that there is a Bigfoot species out there? I think it's absolutely possible. Do I think majority of the sightings are explainable? Yes. I think that from a distance, and I remember listening to Joe Rogan podcast because Joe Rogan did a Bigfoot show where he was like on the hunt for Bigfoot. And even he said he was totally a pro Bigfoot person. And it was after doing that show that he was more against it because he realized humans were not reliable. And majority of the time, it's kind of like that from the movie My Cousin Vinny. When that old lady gets on the stand and Joe Pesci's questioning her, and he realizes your memory is not reliable. Can you see without your glasses? How many fingers am I holding up? You were so certain a moment ago of what you saw, yet now not so much. It's kind of like that I think people jump to, oh my God, I saw a Bigfoot. Yet 9 out of 10 times, I'm sure it is maybe a black bear, this, that. It's explainable. But it only needs to be true one of the times. 99% could be false sightings. If even one of them is legit, it makes it true. I think there's evidence that giants once walked this earth, roamed this earth. We are unearthing new fossils of dinosaurs currently. Yes, Angel Day, exactly. They found a human footprint next to a dinosaur footprint. Do I think it's possible that there is a species, a very small remaining, what's left of a species out there that may hibernate for long periods of time and only comes out for a little bit? Sure. I do. If Bigfoot exists, I think there would only be a couple left out there. Interesting, Abellis. See, this is what makes me mad, Amanda. What makes me mad is that there's so many hoaxes. So when you're dealing with so many hoaxes, it discredits the legitimate ones. But I want you guys to also realize the government is who came up with the term conspiracy theorists, okay? Conspiracy theorists, that's a government term. And they were sent in at points to discredit people when they were onto something. So something like, let's just say flat earth, for example. Again, I'm not a flat earther, but what they would do is if, let's say flat earth was legitimate, okay? What they would do is they would send agents in to pose as flat earthers and then just fill it with a bunch of rambling nonsense. So when people heard about these flat earth theorists, it would sound ridiculous and silly, and people would discredit them. Conspiracy theorist is a government term. So, same thing with Bigfoot. If there's a small portion that this is legitimate, these are legitimate sightings, they would send out a bunch of people to do the hoaxes. so that we are looking back like, oh no, that's not legit. Look, there's this fake one. There's that one, to discredit the truth and make people not believe that this is possible. There's been too many, listen, and this kind of falls back into, I think there is so much happening around us that we're not privy to. There's so many different dimensions. Not saying that Bigfoot would be in a different dimension, but like the amount that we know about our oceans is if you walked to your local beach and you took a red Solo cup and you scooped, and then you studied whatever you caught in that cup of water. That's how much we know about the ocean. There is so many species, so many that we have no idea. Mermaids could exist. We don't know. We can't discredit that. We have done no research on the ocean. Same thing with Earth. We've been able to identify a lot of species, not all. So I think Bigfoot is possible. I'm just more likely to believe that it's almost extinct, that there'd only be a few of these species left, and that they hibernate for very long periods of time and then come out for a short period of time, and there's sightings. But I think majority of the sightings that are reported aren't legitimate. Just like with UFOs, you'll get reportings all of the time. 9 out of 10 are explainable. All that needs to be true, though, is the ones. That's it. Exactly, Kathy. 4 people are just too lazy, though. Yes, K-Rays. I can believe the aliens, Bigfoot, etc. do teleport here, then go, oh shit, fuck Earth. Abort. Yeah, I mean, well, and I agree, Shakto, but that's why I'm saying I could wrap my head around if there's only a few. Listen, we have a lot of species that are about to be extinct, that there are only a few left. It's totally plausible that there is a species, the Bigfoot species, there's only a few left. That's why they're not sighted all the time, and they live in very remote areas and they hibernate. Who knows? Now, aliens, I can't put on the same. If you don't believe, listen, it's one thing if you don't want to believe we've been visited by extraterrestrials, but I think it is completely irresponsible to believe that we are the only life form in this universe, in this constantly expanding universe. Ooh, like Bigfoot, Punkat? Listen, if this species existed, they would be a very intelligent species. They'd be very close to human. Oh my God, Les Lemons. Well, Chowder, because do you believe there's no universe? Is that why? Because there are a lot of flat earthers have the space as fake. I see. You can observe it for yourself. That's my issue. You don't have to rely on being told. You can observe it on yourself, like on your own. Elephants grieve and bury their dead. Yeah. I watched this really heartbreaking documentary. What kind of monkey was it, Check? This mother who lost her baby monkey died of pneumonia, but she carried this corpse on her back all the way until it was just skin and bones. But all the other monkeys respected the corpse too. Like it was very, listen, we treat animals like they're done. They're not, okay? You saw that, honey M? It was over time. You're just watching this monkey decompose, this baby monkey, and she carried it with her everywhere up until it was literally just skin and bones. But then the other monkeys respected it too. Like it was very, wow, they're brilliant. Infrasound that can make you sick. Well, Punkette, and that's something that we have weaponized as humans. Do you guys remember when that group of what building, that very high level building, they all became extremely sick and hospitalized after a certain frequency was played? Yeah, that's a real mama, Elena. Well, and it was watching that I realized we're not much different, you guys. But please do. When I read Cryptoid earlier, Punkette, I thought of you. Yes, it did check though. Oh my gosh, Elena, I'm so sorry. But yeah, it's a mother, and that's what I realized. I'm like, listen, we're different, but we're the same. And we all have, it's very amazing how you have these instincts. Animals too. They have these instincts without being told, without learning. It's not learned behavior. It's just an instinct. So when I was watching the documentary with the mother monkey, it was just an instinct. Yet we distance ourselves so much from these animals. Yet we do, it's whatever that is, and I don't know what to call it, but it's the same. Angel, no. Had a large creature walk through the forest and bog barking branches in northern Ontario. Well, did you guys ever hear the 911 call of the guy who said, listen, there's a 6 foot tall, what? This was not fake, okay? You could just hear in his voice. And he said, I'm looking right at it. He's like, oh my God, this thing is massive. This thing is like 8 foot tall. Punkette, I have to find it now. Crap. It was this guy, whatever came into his yard. You're listening to him speak to the 911 operator, yet the fear, yet pure shock in his voice when he was, whatever he saw in his yard, and it was not a bear. It was not, whatever this man was looking at, it was something his eyes had never seen before. Not in real life, not online, nothing. Let me see if I can find this. I don't know what to type in. This one. Hold on, let me see. I think this is it. Okay.
911, what are you reporting?
With someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? Was a person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is my central light came on and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man or something looks like a man. I don't know what it was. Just it ran across the yard.
Okay. You've had problems in the neighborhood before?
Yeah, my dog was killed here just recently. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's running. Couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was standing up. I'm out here, come through the window now, and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Jesus Christ, you better... Dia!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9". I don't know.
You see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
He's right.
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he in your yard?
He's looking at me.
Oh, the guy is on foot.
I don't know what. It's big, real big person. That's all I can say.
Okay, it is a person.
Yeah, I just was a person or somebody really big.
You guys. And I'll play it again. He's calling initially and he doesn't see, he's calling because his sensor light goes off and out of the corner of his eye, he sees something run past his yard. He gets a little freaked out, so he calls 911. And he's like, yeah, I think I saw someone running past. My sensor light came on. She's like, okay, anything happened? Well, my dog was killed recently. And then as he's on the phone, he goes, oh my God. Because whatever it is appears again. He's looking out his window. And you can hear it. And this is why I don't think this is fake. Because you could hear when our brains are very interesting. The way we try to process things in trauma. Like, I was just listening yesterday to a video of a woman who survived an alleged murder-suicide attempt. And she was explaining how the father of her child was driving the vehicle. They were driving down the highway, and she was in the passenger seat. And he started beating the crap out of her because she did not want to get back with him. And he said, if you don't want to be with me, then I'm killing you and then I'm killing myself. And they're driving down the highway. And he starts beating on her more. And she said, please, for our child, she needs her mommy. And he said, okay. And he opens the door and he jumps out of the car, driving on the highway, moving. She said she just instinctively got into the driver's seat and started, her brain, let me get this car slowed down. And it didn't even process. She said, the way that your brain processes trauma, it protects yourself. And your human reaction was, let me just get behind this wheel and let me get this car to safety. It is not even processing that he just threw himself out of this vehicle and he is dead. And that she was that close to it. But so my point is, that very long story, yes, it's self-preservation. And what I hear in this man is very nonchalant. All right, maybe can he send someone out here to check? I don't know if somebody's in my backyard. But the moment that he sees this, his brain is trying to process what he's seeing. And the fact that he doesn't say it's Bigfoot, this is an animal, the fact that he says, yeah, I guess it's a human, tells me more that it's legit. Because it wasn't a performance. It wasn't to make it seem like it's Bigfoot. No, that would be what your brain is trying to do, because your brain would be trying to rationalize what you're looking at. And your brain wouldn't be like, oh, that's a big old Bigfoot man walking on two legs. No, your brain would be like, yeah, I guess it's a human, but fuck, I've never seen a human that big, oh my God, And so I put a lot of validity into this, and this is like a 1990s call. So I'll let it play again, but listen to as his brain tries to rationalize. And what is terrifying is he says, I'm looking at it, and she's like, well, what is it doing? It's looking at me. Like that moment that whatever he's looking at is staring him back into the eyes. It's terrifying.
911, what are you reporting?
With someone or something crawling around out here.
Did you see what it was? A person or an animal or?
I can't tell. All I know is my central light came on, and I just happened to glimpse and see this thing running across the yard. A good-sized man, or something looks like a man. I don't know what it was. Just it ran across the yard.
Okay. You've had problems in the neighborhood before?
Yeah, my dog was killed here just recently. I don't know what it was. Whatever it is, it's running. Couldn't catch it if I was going to chase it. But whatever it was standing up. I'm out here, come through the window now, and I don't see anything. I don't want to go outside. Jesus Christ, you better... Dia!
Hello?
Get somebody out here.
What's going on now, sir?
That son of a bitch is about 6'9". I don't know.
You see him now, sir?
Yes, I'm looking right at him.
Uh-oh. Okay, hang on.
He's right.
Is he in your yard, sir?
Yeah, God, he's big.
Okay, what's he in your yard?
He's looking at me.
Oh, the guy is on foot.
I don't know what. It's big, real big person. That's all I can say.
Okay, it is a person.
Yeah, it was a person or somebody really big.
You see how his brain was trying to rationalize? She's like, it is a person. I get when you see something standing straight up looking at you, what else would it be? But yeah, 6'9". It's, and I think it's terrifying when he's like, it's looking at me. Like he was looking at it, it was looking at him, but his brain couldn't process what he was looking at. And so he's like, I guess it's a person. Yep, that's because that's what your brain would do. What else would it be? And you're not thinking, like, your brain just does what it's trying to rationalize what it's looking at. Yeah, and she says, uh-oh, yeah, Pepper. Uh-oh. I love it. But it's natural. Like, I felt natural. It didn't feel staged, But I, like I said, I'm inclined to believe. I think there's a lot out there that the shack. Now you just made me look at my door. A standard door in your home is 7 feet tall. So I'm just imagining looking up, and that thing would be fucking huge. Oh my God. Well, Skinwalker Ranch. I've done lives on Skinwalker Ranch, and I think, have you guys ever heard the screams of Skinwalkers? Oh, I love David Paulides, AK-47. Yeah. Missing 401. I think there's a lot out there that we do not know. I think there's a lot out there that the government does know and that they don't share with us. I just don't rely on what we kind of summed it up to be as civilians is necessarily accurate to what is actually happening. I don't know if that makes sense. But I absolutely think there's a lot out there that we don't know. Oh, Skinwalkers, Elena? Whoa. You never heard of Skinwalker Ranch, girl? Skinwalkers are shapeshifters. It's a skinwalker is something that has the ability to disguise themselves. And so and it's from like Native American mythologies, but they can transform into any animal, or it can make the sounds of humans to lure you. Demonic, yep. Now I have to find like, hold on. There have been lots of videos where people are recording out into the woods and stuff. And a skinwalker will, you're driving on a road, you know, and you pull over and it's dark and it's night. And you hear the screams of a woman in distress, a woman who needs help. Help, you know, like, screaming. Your instinct is to run and try to help that person. Except it's a trap, because it's not a woman in distress at all. It's a skinwalker. And it learns to mimic those sounds to lure its victims in. Hold on. Yes. Thank you, Abellis. Never invite a black-eyed child into your home. Pepper. Well, why would you ever do that, Kathy? For? Because black-eyed children, imagine if a child shows up knocking on your doorstep. It's raining outside and it's a little 6-year-old child. Are you gonna shut that door on that child? Except black-eyed children are bound by, you have to invite them in. Once you invite them in, you're opening yourself up to it's a whole nother freaking rabbit hole, guys. I've done a live on this too. I've done all of these lives in the beginning of my channel. these are black-eyed children, or the legend of black-eyed children. You can't invite them in at all, even in the garage. Okay? So it's an American contemporary legend. And black-eyed children are paranormal creatures that resemble children between the ages of 6 and 16 with pale skin and black eyes, who are reportedly seen hitchhiking or begging, or have been encountered on the doorsteps of people's homes. The tales of black-eyed children have been around and existed since the 1980s. There were 2 alleged encounters with black-eyed kids in 1996. Bethel describes encountering 2 such children in Texas in 1996 and claims that a second person had a similar unrelated encounter in Portland, Oregon. Bethel's stories have become regarded as classic examples of creepypastas and gained such popularities, online. So it's an urban legend that's been floating around for a long time. They may knock on your door on a late wintry night. You may see them approaching your car while you are waiting at the signal or at a gas station. It might seem like they need help, or they might just stand still for no reason. These children do not look threatening. They would want to get in your house or your car. They will be persistent. Suddenly, you will notice something is not right about these children. Their eyes, pure black, from lid to lid. Dead black orbs, devoid of sclera or iris, will chill up your spine. You have finally come across the black-eyed children. Thank you, Abellis. I'm so happy that you enjoyed it, and I enjoyed having you here too. So the black-eyed children, or a black-eyed kid, is an urban legend of paranormal creatures that resemble children between the ages of 6 and 16. They have pale skin and black eyes and have reportedly been seen hitchhiking, panhandling, or at the doorsteps of residential homes. A dozen of stories keep circulating, all following a very similar pattern. Kids with eyes completely blacked out appear at a person's home or vehicle, and they knock on the door, and then they insist upon getting inside. Anyone who encountered them has almost immediately felt an overwhelming sense of dread. Besides black-out eyes, these children typically appear normal. Sometimes their attire is outdated. In extremely unusual instances, people have reported encountering creatures with talon-like feet. No one knows where or how these creatures pop up. Conspiracy theorists believe that black-eyed children are aliens trying to reach out to their Earth. I don't believe that. Demonologists believe they are children of the devil himself, and if you let them in, you are allowing the devil to enter your life. They want to enter your home to call their parents. However, upon making eye contact, it seems like there is a much sinister plot to the story. Some people claim these children have existed since the 80s. So, in 1996, a reporter named Brian Bethel wrote about 2 alleged encounters with the black-eyed children. He said that he encountered 2 children in Texas with pale skin and black eyes. In 2012, Bethel retold his story on a TV show, Monsters and Mysteries in America. He then wrote an article for the Abilene Reporter News where he described his experience again. One of the stories goes like this. In the snowy town within the middle of nowhere of Vermont, an elderly couple heard the sound of 3 knocks on their door. They opened the door and saw 2 children, a boy and a girl. Parents will be here soon. May we come in? The children did not make eye contact and just stood there in the doorway. The elderly couple were hesitant, but after a while, they let the boy and girl inside. The kids settled on the couch while the wife made some hot cocoa, and the husband asked them questions that went unanswered. Yes, I agree, Monica. The wife returned and noticed that her cat was scared and angry with the children. May we please use the restroom? The wife looked at the kids and she finally saw them. The children's eyes were as black as a starless universe. She directed them to the bathroom and returned to her husband, who was covering his face with his hand. Did you see their eyes? The husband then shows her his hand full of blood from a nosebleed. The power suddenly went out and the house turned as dark as the kids' eyes. The wife headed to the restroom and was confronted by the voice of the kids at the end of the hall, uttering, "Our parents are here." The kids then exited the house, leaving the door wide open. The wife then noticed that there were 2 men at the end of the driveway. The men were very tall and very slender. The wife waved, but did not receive the same friendly gesture. The 2 men and children then drove away together in one car. The power then came back on a little later after the kids left. Throughout the next week, weird things happened in the house. 3 out of 4 cats went missing, and the 4th had been found dead in the pool of its blood. The husband continued to have nosebleeds and finally went to the doctor, where he was diagnosed with very aggressive skin cancer. This legend even crossed bodies of water and landed in the great land of the UK, where in 2014, the Daily Star wrote 3 front-page stories about sightings of the black-eyed children in the haunted pub in Staffordshire. Ghost hunters who believed that the black-eyed children were extraterrestrials, vampires, or ghosts took these alleged sightings very seriously. Nowadays, people still claim to see the black-eyed children when driving late at night down an empty road, or outside of their window late at night, or even lurking in the shadows of their room. Many people have reported seeing the black-eyed children standing in the corner of their room during their episodes of sleep paralysis, or even waking up in the middle of the night because they sensed someone was watching them, and in the shadows were these children. Now let me tell you something. I suffered from sleep paralysis as a child. Thank God. Because I have a lot of anxiety that it'll come back as I've gotten older and I started to understand what it was. A lot of times with sleep paralysis, people see shadow beings. I am so appreciative because as horrible as sleep paralysis was on its own, I'm just so appreciative I didn't experience that, because sleep paralysis is terrifying. It's terrifying. I wish it on nobody. And I, for real, like it traumatized me so much. I still get scared of it happening again. Did you point a lever? Sleep paralysis is like, and what sucked for me as a kid, I told my doctor and they never like told me what it was. Like I got brushed off and I suffered with it for a long time. But my biggest issue with sleep paralysis is I'm a tummy sleeper. I always was a tummy sleeper. So I would wake up in these sleep paralysis and my face would be planted in the pillow and already you're freaking out because you can't move. But then I'd freak out even more because my face was like stuffed in a pillow and I couldn't take a good breath. And I remember being able to like see my mom out of the corner of you could move your eyes, you could open your eyes, but that's it. And I could see my mom and she was just going, and getting ready, doing her day. And I remember screaming in my head, and I was young. I remember screaming in my head, like, just flip me over. Like, if I have to wait and can't move my body, okay, but flip me over. I cannot breathe. Like I had my hair in my face was snuffed in a pillow, and you would be screaming to get someone's attention, but you couldn't speak, you couldn't move, you couldn't go, you couldn't do nothing. And all you had to do was just wait until finally it would like kind of like be a finger at a time. And then all of a sudden your whole body would wake up. It's the most terrifying. Like I wish it on nobody. But there's a lot of people who account to seeing shadow beings during sleep paralysis, where they will be in that state and then they'll see a being in the corner of the room, all black. You can't really discern the actual person. And these black-eyed children coming. Yeah, you can't speak, Cherokee Girl. That was, and like for me at least, as like a really young kid, I was really young. I didn't know how to explain what I was experiencing. But it would happen like every fucking morning. And I just was like, what the hardest part was being able to see my mom, but not get her attention, and it's horrible. It's a sickening feeling about us. Well, yeah, I was able to open my eyes because, like I said, I distinctly remember seeing my mom and like watching her walk around the room. And like, that's what was freaking me out too. All she needed to do like was look at me and she'd be able to see my eyes. And I was trying to communicate, like, flip me over. And so then you panic even more. Because you know what I mean? Like when your head is like under blankets or a pillow, you're not getting good oxygen, but you're already panicking. And so you really like, and then you can't move. So you feel like you're suffocating. Oh my God. It's well, yeah, that happened to K-Braze, but it happened to me for so long. Luckily, I grew out of it. Yeah, seek justice. It happened for, and I'm really bad with time, but it happened for a while, but I did grow out of it. But I still fear it happening. That's how bad it was. But all right, guys. So I've been on for 3.5 hours. So I'm going to call it a night here, but I absolutely loved having these discussions with you guys. You guys are amazing. You guys are smart and educated and open-minded. And that's all I ever ask while discussing all these conspiracies and these theories. I'm not necessarily trying to push anything on you guys, but I like being open-minded and just having the discussions. And I like hearing where everybody else is at and what everybody else thinks. And that's all I ever ask for, is just be open-minded and have the discussions. And so I appreciate you guys even talking to me about it, because I don't find people in my real life who like to talk about this stuff. So it's nice just to have a group of people who are willing to. So thank you for that. Again, tomorrow we have our members only Monday, and we're going to be doing the Kin WSU. Finally, Shay is better and able to do, and I'm just very excited. I'm appreciative that she recovered, and I'm very much looking forward to that. And we're going to be doing Letitia calls, and so I will see you guys all tomorrow. Thank you for anybody who had sent super chats or gifted memberships. Your support is so greatly appreciated. You are Seek Justice. Congratulations. I'm so happy. And then our next Conspiracy Live, I think we're doing the Glitch in the Matrix, and what's the other one I wanted to do? It was the glitch in the Matrix and something else. I forgot, but we'll be doing our next one in a week from today, next Sunday. I very much look forward to it. So thank you all so much for being here. Have a wonderful rest of your night, and I will see you all tomorrow.